You have survived a lot of attacks. Enemies, blackmail, smear campaigns, narcissistic abuse, near-death experiences, sabotage, suspension from jobs, from work, from home environments. And that survival is not coincidence. It just didn't happen that you survived. There was a reason behind your survival. You cannot fully step into your divine mission until you answer, or let me phrase it another way. You cannot step into your divine mission until you have come into the acceptance that you are chosen. You cannot fully step into your divine mission until you will discover, awaken to the fact that you are chosen. The chosen one doesn't come with a label. You don't have a label on your head, somewhere written on your sleeve. But one day you wake up and you said, okay, you started connecting the dots, and then you figured out everything that has been happening around you, the things you have faced, and all the things you have survived. And you will surely understand that you are marked by God, by the divine, by the Most High, by the universe. Even the things that you thought you could never survive. You sat down and you was like, how did I survive that? How did I survive that psychopath? How did I survive that warlock? It wasn't coincidence, my chosen ones. You are divinely protected. You have always been. You have always been from day one. There has been always an invisible force that has been working behind the scenes to protect you. You are operating on this rim that is a very dark rim. Evil forces everywhere, evil people everywhere. People that are willing to do everything just to make it impossible for you to thrive, to survive, just to live. You know, some of you guys you struggle just to pay your rent, just to get by. As soon as you land a job, somebody else comes in, they sabotage the work. They're ganging, they smear you, they fire you, and all that stuff. You're protected for a reason. And it's a divine reason. For a divine purpose. Your mission is big. Your mission is big. You have an assignment on your life. You're here to carry out a particular specific assignment. You carry codes, a frequency. You embody codes that are very rare to find amongst other people. You embody truths. You embody the frequency of divine love, authenticity in a world that is too fake, empathy. And that is the energy that is needed to shift entire dynamics in any place that you go. So the energy is needed. Yes, it's needed, because if you look around you and the places that you've always been, you then realize you just didn't end up somewhere. You just didn't end up in a narcissistic family matrix. You just didn't end up in a dysfunctional family system. You just didn't end up in a certain work environment. These things have been happening. And everywhere that you went, you noticed certain patterns, people's behaviors. You noticed evil. And because of that frequency, the people that has always been around you, there is something that could shift whenever he was around. There was like, they feel like they cannot handle your energy. So in a workplace, you see, you're doing your best. You're giving it your best. You're performing well. You do your assignments properly, even you do extra. But you don't understand why your bosses at work, they never appreciate you. They don't raise your salary. Sometimes they don't want to pay you. Sometimes they put extra loads on you. It's just been attacks after attacks, one after the other one, and you just couldn't understand what was happening. So, regardless of what things look like on the outside, the enemy never wanted you to find out that you're chosen. That was the last thing the enemy wanted you to discover, that you're chosen. So the enemy never wanted you to know who you are on a spiritual level. So the enemy wanted you distracted, you're confused, you're all over the place, you're jumping from one narcissist to another one toxic job to another one, and your mind couldn't sit properly. So your consciousness was all over the place. There was no time for you to sit down and think and connect to source and connect to the divinity within you. So he was dragged very far away into lower vibrations, because that's where the enemy wanted you to be, so you couldn't think clearly. You would always be all over the place, running up and down, and this, and struggling with friendships, struggling with relationships, is what the enemy wanted you to be. But one day you woke up and you realized spiritual warfare has always been waged against you. It has always been waged against you behind the scenes. But either way, you survived. Not only did you survive, anyone that always put even a finger, even an intent, maybe they didn't even do anything, but they intended to do something against you, you clearly know those people have ended up in very bad places, in places they never wanted to be. And it had nothing to do with you. It always felt like there was instant karma that used to happen around the people that used to mess up with you. Because many people don't see you, um, they see you as a normal person, normal human being, whatever. You know, of course, you hold that frequency and they feel it. But they've been coming against you. But they just didn't know because on that level, they are blind to see or even to understand that there was people that always was sealed in divine protection. So you saw those companies collapse, an entire corporation collapse just because they came against you. You saw that ex who really made everything, did everything possible to destroy you. After some few months, you saw them, they was on their hospital bed. You saw them losing animals, pets. You saw them losing family members. You saw them losing jobs. You saw them falling sick. You saw them, there was things that was happening and you was thinking that that was a really coincidence. I think not, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't a coincidence. They just came for the wrong person. They didn't know. But as they say, you fuck around and find out. So by the time they realized that they was pretty much messing with the wrong person, they have already dug so deep and they've already fallen into the pit themselves. When a person is divinely protected, and if you really don't know a person is a chosen one, you first of all have to, check. You do the checking and then you find out. But when you really know what is going on, you can look the other way and you keep on going. It has been tough. The life of a chosen one is really tough, ladies and gentlemen. It is tough. It is tough to be chosen. Sometimes I hear people, oh, maybe I'm not chosen. Maybe I'm not chosen. Just that is because you haven't yet fully grasped the entire concept or the entire idea of being chosen. You haven't, you're still in this, your mind is still in the limbo and, you are struggling a little bit with this. Oh, how can I be chosen? But this sign resonates with me. But this sign, but that is me. But then not. Then maybe I'm not, or maybe this. It's just simply because your time hasn't yet come. You haven't yet fully embodied your energy as a signature. You haven't yet embodied that frequency. And there's time for that. Okay? Every chosen one that you know, they was just simply going about their day, struggling here, doing this and doing that, running in circles, running in loops. The enemy has always kept you in loops, the trauma loops, the trauma loops. The enemy feeds on your trauma. And then one day you broke the loops, and that's when you found clarity. That, okay, now you get it. The enemy doesn't come for you without a reason. There's a reason why they have been coming after you. Because the enemy understands who you are. They know who you are. They know who you are. All those people that have been doing, bad things against you, you've seen what has been happening to those people. Because the universe protects its own. The universe protects its own. Some people aim shots towards you, and the shots are circled back to different individuals or sometimes even themselves. They dig pits for you, they are falling into the pits themselves. They send you negative energy, they send you evil eye, they send evil spells, whatever, they do witchcraft, they send black magic. You transmute that energy, you alchemize the energy, and the energy bounces back to them. And they are figuring, how come that we have done all these things to people? They have worked. Oh, we have done that one. We have done this one. These people, they have worked. We have done that one. It has worked. And for you, for some reason, you still come out on the top. That's because you're divinely protected. You're protected, I've told you. You have always been protected. It's not a coincidence why you hear many chosen ones talking about somebody that wanted to take them out, somebody poisoned them, somebody did this and somebody did that. That was spiritual warfare. They don't teach you those things in schools. You was going through spiritual warfare behind the scenes. You know, sometimes you tell people the things that are happening to you and the things you've gone through, and people feel like they are reading some, these comic books, the books, or sometimes they're reading a novel. It's something from a movie, because some people don't even understand that kind of thing exists. But you have been in that scenarios, One thing is for sure, you're protected for a very big reason. The nature of your assignment, okay? When you're here for a big purpose, the universe is going to put extra protection on your life. And there's no other way around it. The universe will always protect its own. For your enemies is about the ego. They have so much ego. A lot of these people, they have ego. These narcissists, it's too much ego. When they think they are going for you, they think that they have to win. Oh, we shall go for that one, we shall win. We shall go for this one, we shall win. And they have always bounced back with the same results. Either things have hit them back straight away, instant karma. Maybe even sometimes the karma has been delayed a little bit, but they have surely got what they deserve. Now they are fully understanding that you are protected. They just simply don't know what is protecting you. They cannot see fully what is protecting you, but they are starting to figure out you are protected. So it makes them feel some kind of a way. They have a different way how they feel, because, so how come that person is protected? How come that we are sending this black magic? How come that we do this? How come we are trying this, it doesn't work? Then eventually they are like, okay, something just clicks. And they're like, that person, there is something that is protecting them. They are coming to that awareness. And that is the most terrifying moment for your enemies. It is when they are going back to the drawing board and they're realizing that they are dealing with somebody they shouldn't have any business with. The hatred will continue. Because, you make the devil's work difficult. They have got their own agendas, destroy the collective. You have got your own agenda, divine agenda, help, heal, elevate, motivate, uplift the collective. So you are on the opposite side of the spectrum. The enemy is going left, you're going right. That's why when the enemy notices this person is doing the other thing, the opposite, they try to come for you. But you've always been divinely protected. For a reason, you have got work to do. It doesn't mean because you haven't yet found out your divine mission that it will never come to you. It is always going to come to you one way or the other. You will always meet that version of you that will be doing the things that you came here to do at some point in time, okay? Again, it's not everybody is chosen. It is not something you wear on your sleeve. Most of the times, the real chosen ones, they even never speak. You will just see the work that they do. You will see it in how they present themselves and the work they do. But they never really even talk about it. They never mention anything. You're chosen for a reason. So if you're the person that I've always been talking about, the signs, I've mentioned the signs, all the experiences, and you're one of them, you just know you haven't yet fully awakened. So the enemy has been dragging you very far away from that awakening, because that awakening terrifies those people. It terrifies the people that work in the dark. It terrifies people that have got everything to hide. The people that work in the dark, operate in the dark, it terrifies them. But that is not your business to figure out, okay? Your business is to wake up and remember who you are. Step in your divine mission with both feet, knowing you have always been divinely protected. Let us know what you think about the video. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You can always donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will see you guys in my next one. Denzo Mos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.